And we are going live. Okay, we're almost ready, guys.
Hey, Josie, you want me to go for intros?
Yeah, go for intros. I totally forgot. You could be introducing everybody. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was
for
talking to you on Clubhouse because I realized you couldn't hear me, and I'm like, wait, I need to unmute on this.
Go ahead.
Okay, with that being said, everyone, I just want to let everyone know exactly how special this panel is. We're going to start with ladies first. Kimberly Scum is not only a director, a producer, a writer, a casting director, a proud member of the CSA. She's a 30-year veteran in the film and television industry. She entered the business as a casting director and is a proud member, as I said, of CSA. In addition to casting, she's a director, producer, and writer. In other words, a short answer, a storytelling artist. Her collaborations include everything from the iconic Netflix series House of Cards to the amazing Star series The Girlfriend Experience, Unsolved Mysteries, Deep Impact, Beloved, The Pelican Brief, True Lies, numerous independent film feature-length and short films, as well as commercials and government projects, which include Infamil, McCormick, Washington Post, UMD, UC, Bud Light, FBI, and DNI. She's slated to direct Metronome, The Retreat, as well as the Christmas in England, New England trilogy. Additionally, she recently completed directing the sizzle reel for Metronome and Proof of Concepts shorts for Ward 8 and The Domesticators, which are series in development. Series development includes Free State of Yale, Big Moves, Now Leasing, Pottery, and Wayward Girls. Her 3-decade-old passion and dedication to the art of non-traditional casting has earned a stellar reputation for her in this industry. Her acting, directing, and writing studies are skills that enhance her ability to communicate the specific language used between actors and directors. Kimberly frequently lectures nationally and internationally about the casting process, independent film production, the state of women in the industry, and the collaboration of writers, directors, and casting directors. With that being said, Josie, I know you like for us to clap it up. We've got two amazing gentlemen to accompany her, so I'm just going to go ahead and clap, because 30 years in this business, that takes a lot.
Absolutely, sweetheart. Absolutely.
30 more to go.
Let's go ahead to the next one, Gil.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and introduce, this amazing guy. He doesn't need an introduction. You can literally Google him, but he's everywhere. If you haven't known, he goes by the name of Director X, Julian Christian Lutz. He's one of the most iconic music video directors of our generation, of our time. You can know his work. You've seen it with, these few artists. Get ready to go on the floor and pick up a few names. Drake, Rihanna, Rosalia, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West, among many, many others. He has been nominated and received many accolades for his work. As a filmmaker, he's debuted his first Sony Studio feature film, Superfly, which produced by the legendary Joel Silver. As an artist, he's created art installations for Toronto's Nuit Blanche, Death of the Sun, which is also featured in Drake's Boy Meets World, European Tour, and The Life of Earth in collaboration with the Ontario Science Centre. Using his platform for many absolutes of social change, he's founded Operation Prefrontal Cortex, which is an initiative created to reduce Toronto's gun violence through mindfulness and meditation. A highly intelligent speaker, Director X talks hit on creativity, innovation, wellness, and community, and how bettering ourselves and those around us is the way to ensure a more peaceful, compassionate world. With that being said, everyone give it up for the man known as Director X.
And last but not least, let's get Dan up in here.
Absolutely. Last, but as certainly not least, we have director Dan Adams. He's an award-winning screenplay writer and director. He was born and raised in Woodruff Township, New Jersey, and he is one of 9 children. You heard that right, everyone. 9. He sharpened his creative skills while working for Atlantic Records video production and promotions department. After transitioning from the music industry to the film industry in 2006, Dan Adams has started his own production company, Dan Adam Films LLC. He's directed short films, docuseries, documentaries, web series, music videos, and several industry projects. Most recently, he wrote and directed a short film entitled Mamas Don't Make Me. It's an urban crime drama that tackles the social issue of parents who force their children to help them commit crimes. This film is currently enjoying a very, very successful film festival run, streamed on Amazon's Prime and YouTube with over 25,000 views. In 2018, he wrote and directed a short film entitled A Woman of His Own. It's an urban spin on the classic Twilight Zone episode. Currently, Dan Adams is producing a film entitled Should I Stay or Should I Go? It's a film addressing euthanasia. Adams' influences include none other than the iconic Spike Lee, Quentin Tarantino, Sylvester Stallone, and in his own words, those types of directors really put their all into what goes into front of the camera, but also behind the camera. Dan Adams is commenced his formal education at the Art Institute of Philadelphia, and he's received his degree in music business in '98. He's now a former alumni of New Jersey University, where he's earned his bachelor's in media studies with a concentration in TV and film and production. With that being said, everyone, the amazing Dan Adams, let's go ahead and give it up for him.
Yes. Awesome. Ooh, we have a little bit of a delay. Is it just on my end?
I don't hear it all the way.
Okay. I have a little bit of a delay on my end. Okay. Should we, Director, I kind of want to start with you. Should we jump right into it? Would you like to jump right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So, who do we have first on the list? Gil, do you have your list available?
I do have the list available, but are we going? Oh, I just created echo. I unmuted on Clubhouse. Are we going with who's in the room on Clubhouse Fest or the actual list?
No, the actors that are here tonight.
Okay.
On our live. I'm not sure what you mean.
Because we have a text list and then we have the people, in the order that they entered.
I see your point. Yeah, well, let's start with Jerry because he got here first. So
okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, with that being said, Jerry is coming up first.
Yep. All right, 1 second. I'm actually clearing my technical stuff here. Give me 1 second. All right, and so let me pull Jerry up. Let me put us over here. Let's put Jerry over here. All right. Good evening, Jerry. How are you doing?
Hey, doing great. Thanks.
Good. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're located, and what piece you'll be doing this evening?
Sure. I'm in Los Angeles, and I'm doing a piece called The Order, which I did in a show a couple of years ago, and I'm going to be doing it again later this month. So I'm kind of bringing it back, and so seeing if I can find new things and play with it a little bit.
Okay, awesome. Let's go for it.
Okay. How's it going? You eaten here before? No, first time. What do you recommend? Oh, looks really good. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah, thanks. Oh, hi. Yeah, can I get a number 3, but without the cheese? Oh, wait, does that have soy sauce in it? Well, is the soy sauce fermented and gluten-free? Can you check? Thanks. I don't know why they insist on putting flour in soy sauce to thicken it. I mean, there are so many other things they could use that don't have gluten in them, Huh? Oh, no, I'm not allergic. I just don't want that crap in my body. Oh, it's not. Well, is there something else I could substitute that doesn't have soy sauce in it? Oh, great. Yeah, let me have that instead. Oh, wait, does that have dairy in it? Can you check? Thank you. Sorry I'm taking so long. I just don't want that poison in my food. Huh? Oh, no, I'm not lactose intolerant. We're just not meant to be eating dairy once we're finished weaning, you know? Oh, it does? Was there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy in it? Oh, great. Yeah, perfect. Let me have that instead. Thanks. Oh, wait, what kind of oil does that use? Corn oil? Ugh. Is there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy or corn in it? You know what? Never mind. Let me just have a number 5, no cheese, no croutons, no baby corn, and just olive oil and balsamic vinegar on the side, please. Oh, and leave out the tomatoes to avoid nightshades. You know, they completely destroy your autoimmune system. I'm almost done. Well, I'm trying, but they're trying to poison me at every turn. And is your produce all organic? Well, at least GMO free? You don't know? How could you not know something that important? What kind of place is this? Well, maybe you don't mind getting cancer and dying a horrible death like my brother did, but that is not going to happen to me. His last days were spent in a hospital bed, not even able to feed himself. He never ate vegetables and he turned into one himself. What? Me? But you know what? I've lost my appetite. I'm leaving. Go ahead and order your poison food now. Hey, they're trying to poison you. They're trying to poison us all. Their food is full of GMOs. GMOs. All right, I'm leaving. Jesus.
All right. Who wants? Gil, I'm going to let you take it from here, okay? Whichever one of the the directors want to go first.
Absolutely. So with that being said, whichever director wants to chime in first.
I think we should let Director X go. So it was his big idea that we got to spend all this time with actors.
She's starting trouble, you see, X?
Yeah, that's fair. No, it's really solid. And so the challenge for me is really thinking where to take it, especially out of, we don't have the context of a character or show or, the information about who this person is. So it's really a decision about what you want to do with it and perhaps playing with the type of person this is. Like, so when you're doing this, who are you picturing this as? Is this you or is this someone you're becoming?
It's based on me, basically, yeah. It's sort of me taken to the extreme, yeah.
I wonder what you could do to not make it you. If playing with it that way. Have you experimented with different approaches, different types of, especially in our day and age?
No, I hadn't really thought about doing that. No.
I mean, I think that would be an interesting experiment, and I think the idea is you get our input and actually get to come back and try it. But it'd be an interesting thing to just flip the style and see what that is. Play with the type of person that it is. Are they angry right away? Are they calm the whole way through? Are they a little scary? Like, again, becoming someone else.
Okay.
Might be an interesting way to play with it, because it's, like I said, it's solid piece. We're now into the conversation about what style do you want to do? How can we play with it and just find new things with it?
Okay.
Thoughts? Anyone else?
Yeah, which I guess just for the dialogue piece, perhaps if we all did it, which I think, again, great point. It's a solid piece. It's very interesting. It's very topical because obviously people are very concerned about things that they're eating. And I just think in any monologue, particularly, or any piece of work, to always go with the least obvious option, which it is being a little frustrated or a little annoyed and kind of angry with the guy. But I think to take an approach for somebody who's so specific about these details is that you're just unapologetic about it and nothing flusters you because you just go through life and can't imagine why anybody would think it's odd that you would ask these questions. So it'll keep it very light because it's always so easy to go to angry in pieces, but to really play with not being angry and just being more, I think, mesmerized by the idea that this guy behind you wouldn't care that you're doing him a service by checking all of this information out for him. So I think that will also bring out the comedy in it because you're just so committed. I think this is an opportunity to be very much like Schitt's Creek. The reason that show is brilliant is because they're all so committed to being so perfectly kooky that we love them and we don't feel like they're acting kooky. They're just kooky people. And maybe I relate to that because my mom's a little kooky. So, she will have conversations like this in public and nobody gets frustrated with her because she's genuinely just kind of walking through life, chit-chatting about it all. And then people usually embrace her and give her everything she wants. So, going with that, I think is a new direction we could take it, which is, again, taking it away from you in just a way that we're rooting for you for being so particular as opposed to maybe being like that guy behind you that initially is a little annoyed. But maybe you turn it up and he's now not annoyed with you, but perhaps getting on board with your idea that everybody's poisoning you or they're trying to poison everybody.
Right. Okay.
Kimberly, and I'm done speaking, just so those people on the Clubhouse app know that I stopped talking.
Hey, Jerry. First of all, great job. Great piece.
I'm sorry, did I hear you were from Woodbridge?
Woodbridge, New Jersey. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I practically grew up in that mall. I'm from Roselle, so I used to.
I used to work there, high school years.
Of course.
But great job, great piece. I felt the awkwardness that you bring to the piece, and I thought that was witty. I thought that the quirkiness, I felt that you could have played around it a little bit more, in the sense that you made. What did you picture the person behind you as? Was he this big guy? Was he a small guy? Was he eye level? Was he shorter than you? What did you picture?
A little bit taller than me. Kind of sort of a mellow, hippie-ish guy.
Because if you would have maybe pictured him as this over-aggressive, over you, and that made you be a little more awkward in some of your selections, it was good. It was great, actually. I felt your arc, and I felt that the arc could have been even bigger at the end. Like you could have gave it a little bit more. You could have gone all the way. It was like a 9.5, and he was like almost there out of 10. I felt it could have been bigger. But I felt that your awkwardness, I felt like it almost felt, I don't want to give actor, but I felt John Candy-ish. I felt like John Candy in this moment could have been living through you. And I felt that, even when I say quirkiness, like you could have been laughing at yourself, you could have been making it, more personable to you. So I think you could went deeper into it, pull from within, and then that'll make you at the end. I'm Dan, I'm done speaking.
Okay.
Jerry, I would love to have you do it again, and I would love to see you pick up the pace, like completely. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I would love for you to try it, literally picking up the pace by 2 or 3 times faster.
Okay.
Can we try that?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. And I'll try to incorporate everything.
Yes. Incorporate everything. Absolutely.
Work together, but yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That works, of course. We don't want you to be schizophrenic or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I want him to be schizophrenic. Let's see what we discover. It's in the process. We're in the process, right? Let's see what happens. No holds bar. No holds bar. Okay. So just go for it, and let's see where that takes you. But I see the pacing of this piece being a lot faster, and you being just that.
But I'd say pick a person. I mean, in your mind, since we're saying flip this into someone, go through your memory, someone that's alive or or just, but find a person to become. If you see them, picture the way they move, the way they talk, again, their height, the way they look, all that. But I'd like to see this not be you. I'd like to see this become a character.
Okay.
And one more note. I'm sorry, Jerry. One more note.
It's interesting, okay, so hold on, because I think it's going to be really confusing, all of us giving him different things. I'd really love for Kim to maybe even give us 4 versions, right? Like, I'll give him a note here, have him do it this way. Then if you maybe like, where this is going, and now you want to say, oh, I like that, but let me have you do this. I think we should kind of keep it like that, because I can see how that could be very confusing.
I think everyone is pretty much in line. The only one that's a little different is what Dan said. I don't know that quite works with like what Kimberly said. So that's the only thing I'm a little shaky
okay.
about.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I foresee happening. So why don't we just do it like that? Okay, let's let him do that first adjustment, and then I can just sort of back out of it, and then you guys can come in and give him whatever note, so that he's a little more clearer and the lines are clean. Okay, so let's start there with you, Derry. All right.
Okay.
And action whenever you're ready.
Okay.
As fast as you can, please.
How's it going? You eaten here before? No, first time. What do you recommend? Oh, yeah, that looks really good. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. Oh, hi. Yeah, can I get a number 3, but without the cheese? Oh, wait, does that have soy sauce in it? Oh, is the soy sauce fermented and gluten-free? Can you check? Thanks. I don't know why they insist on putting flour and soy sauce to thicken it. I mean, there's so many other things I could use that don't have gluten in them,
Jerry, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to have you go even faster.
Okay.
I want to see you go even faster, Jerry. Okay?
Okay.
Even faster. Pick it up. Even faster. Even faster. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. And action.
Hey, how's it going? You eaten here before? Nope, first time. What do you recommend? Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna have to try that. Oh, hi. Yeah, can I get a number 3, but without the cheese? Oh, does that have soy sauce in it? Oh, is the soy sauce fermented and gluten-free? Could you check? Thanks. I don't know why they insist on putting flour and soy sauce to thicken it. So many other things they could use that don't have gluten in them, Oh, no, I'm not allergic. Just don't want that crap in my body. It's not. Well, is there something else I can substitute that doesn't have gluten in it? Yeah, let me have that. That's great. Wait, does that have dairy in it? Could you check? Thank you. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I just don't want that poison in my food. Oh, no, I'm not lactose intolerant. We're just not meant to be eating dairy once we're finished weaning. Oh, it does? Is there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy in it? Yes, let me have that. Perfect. Wait, what kind of oil does that use? Corn oil? Oh no. Is there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy or corn in it? Wait, no, never mind. I'm just gonna have a number 5. No cheese, no croutons, no baby corn, and just olive oil and balsamic vinegar on the side, please. Oh, and hold the tomatoes. Trying to avoid nightshades. They completely destroy your autoimmune system. I'm almost done. Well, I'm trying, but they're trying to poison me at every turn. And is your produce all organic? No. Well, is it all GMO free at least? You don't know? How could you not know something that important? I mean, what kind of place is this? Well, maybe you don't mind getting cancer and dying a horrible death like my brother did, but that is not going to happen to me. His last days were spent in a hospital bed, not even able to feed himself. He never ate vegetables and he turned into one himself. What? Me? But you know what? I've lost my appetite. I'm leaving. Never mind. Go ahead and order your poison food now. They're trying to poison you. They're trying to poison us all. Their food is full of GMOs. Yeah, GMOs. Oh, leaving. Okay.
Love it, Jerry. Love it. I really enjoyed that. I really felt that you could have even more fun. It's just the beginning of what the piece. How did that feel for you, though?
It was fun. I mean, it was. It was.
I mean,
It's
it
funny
changed
just to
your
do something
whole
different.
physical. Yeah, it changed your whole physical stance. It made you behave in your physical body to sort of do what it did. I mean, it gave me the feeling that you were really anxious because you were, because you were forced to get out of, you were stuck in a line read and in a preconception of how you see the piece. But it was a lot of fun watching you. Now I could give you some more, but just for lack of time, and I want to make sure that all the directors get a chance to give you some more feedback. Okay, so hold tight.
Yeah.
I want to try something completely the opposite direction. Can you play that as a super serious, no bullshit executive? All right.
Yeah.
So stand for a second, just the physicality. Stand on your toes for a second. All right. Okay. Now come down, but keep your weight on your toes. And you know when you go to the gym, you really work out, and you got that you just pumped up kind of feeling, and your posture is good. So that small in the back, and that small back here of your back, push that forward so your posture gets a little stronger. Right? Visualize a lion. Visualize a full-grown, feel all the muscle as your muscle, feel all that. And as you do the scene, you repeat to yourself a mantra: no games. No games. Mm-hmm. So it's a no game playing, super hardcore executive. You don't have to be mean, none of these things. Let everything go where it's going to go. I just, as a no bullshit executive making his order. Exactly the same deal. What does that mean?
Got it. How's it going? Have you eaten here before? Nope, first time. What do you recommend? That looks good. Yeah, I think I'll try it. Yeah, hi. Can I get a number 3, but without the cheese? Wait, does that have soy sauce in it? Oh, is it fermented and gluten-free?
And I want to stop you one second. Let's actually slow it down. So that lion that you visualized, it's slowly walking across the savannah. You've never been into this restaurant before, but it's your restaurant.
Got it.
Yeah.
How's it going? You been here before? Nah, first time. What do you recommend? Ah, that looks good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Hi, can I get a number 3, but without the cheese? Wait, does that have soy sauce in it? Well, is it fermented and gluten-free? Could you check? Thank you. I don't know why they insist on putting flour and soy sauce to thicken it. So many other things they could use that don't have gluten in them, you know? No, not allergic. Just don't want that crap in my body. Oh, it's not. Ah, great. Well, can I substitute something else that doesn't have soy sauce in it then? Okay. Yeah, let me, wait, does that have dairy in it? Could you check? Thank you. Sorry I'm taking so long. Just don't want that poison in my food. No, I'm not lactose intolerant. We're just not meant to be eating dairy once we're finished weaning. Oh, it does? Well, is there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy in it? Perfect. Let me have that. Thank you. Wait, what kind of oil does that use? Corn oil? Is there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy or corn in it? You know what? Never mind. Never mind. Let me just have a number 5, no gluten, no cheese, no croutons, no baby corn, and just olive oil and balsamic vinegar on the side, please. Oh, and leave out the tomatoes. Trying to avoid nightshades, you know, they completely destroy your autoimmune system. I'm almost done. Well, I am trying, but they are trying to poison me at every turn. And is your produce all organic? Well, is it at least GMO free? No. How could you not know something that important? Well, maybe you don't mind getting cancer and dying a horrible death like my brother did, but that is not going to happen to me. His last days were spent in a hospital bed, not even able to feed himself. He never ate vegetables and he turned into one himself. Me? Oh, you know what? I've lost my appetite. I'm leaving. Go ahead and order your poison food now. Hey, they're trying to poison you. They're trying to poison us all. Their food is full of GMOs. GMOs. All right, I'm leaving.
Awesome. X.
I mean, like I said, it's such a solid piece. It's really deciding the character and playing with those kinds of things. You know, like it's just to exercise those muscles. It's like stretching things out to see. How did that feel for you? What did you think?
It was fun. I mean, it's completely different than before and still fun. And yeah.
Which I think that it's so amazing for everybody who's listening and for you yourself. The whole point is when we slightly change the circumstances, it's not only about the words, it is about the delivery of the words and why we're saying them. And, you know, the anxious, speedy talker, you know, gave it one feel. And then this, you know, I'm in charge and I own the world and everyone works for me is just another take on it. And then I think, again, to this point that it's such a solid piece to just start you know, just the minutia and fine tuning that, because you have a great opportunity here that repeatedly there's the, oh, does it have? So having that as an opportunity that it keeps appearing to find a new and unique way to say it each time, I think will add to either the strength or the humor or the anxiety. And then the same with the GMO, that every time you announce it to really, you know, pronounce it in some other way and don't pronounce it. I always think that's a great opportunity to just showcase, you know, something interesting about the characters when you find new ways. If it's there repeatedly, you know, why not find a new way to say it? But again, and so just to all the actors that are listening too, in the audition process, everybody's always so busy trying to guess what they want. It's not about what we want. It's when we see something interesting that piques our interest. You know, as a casting director, that's what moves it on. And that's what, you know, enchants the director. So just tell a great story and just make some very specific choices and just own it the whole time. And then obviously you had 2 dramatically different reads after we gave you notes. So they were both, again, great and interesting and just shows that the words are here, but we can do so many things with them, given the opportunity.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I just want to say, great way of finding color in that second, what X gave you. Like you was able to find the peaks and valleys and you was able to find your own color and make it colorful. And I found that, I saw you was having fun with that. You began to sink your teeth really into it. And you already own the material. You knew the material very well, very strong, but then you was able to find color in that adjustment on the fly. So great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good, really well done. Like I said, that's these you know, you get these curveballs. You get these curveballs on set. Sometimes it's like, hey,
sure, oh yeah.
Especially when you're walking in. If you're a day player, it could go, you know, any which way. Things could really kind of flip. So that was really great, and it's great. It's such a great exercise, I feel, especially when we're doing stuff like this. Like I said, just trying to work new muscles and just play with it. It was great. You really became a whole other person the second time around.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, and if you've done that work in advance, even if it is a day player, to, you know, have a conversation with the director, because they may have an idea or see what you want to bring to the table. I mean, I like to ask people, what's your idea? And then we can work with that, because you could just open up a door if you've really rehearsed it in all these different ways before you get there, that you've just got a huge bag of tricks. and that you have rehearsed them. So when you're doing it for the director, it's not the first time you actually heard it out loud, because that becomes the overriding narrative on your face is, wow, that didn't sound like it did in my head. And that is not what you want on your face when you're in front of the director or the casting director.
And also, I'd love us to go in, because I love that note that X gave you. But there were things that I would have wanted to like go in and sharpen even more. X, and I want all of you directors to feel like you can, they don't have to do the whole thing, right? You can just take just a few minutes of it and sharpen it. And because I loved that direction that you gave him, I wanted to stop him and say, okay, can you give me a little bit more of like, the boss that's a total jerk, and going in and just, entitled, going into this restaurant, absolutely entitled and a total jerk. And I wanted you to like really, kind of get in that for me after X's note. I was like, absolutely, I could totally see this guy being this guy. But then
that could be a fun way to take it. It felt like it needed a little sprinkle of fun, because he's such a down the lane guy. So taking him to, I guess, making him a little more unlikable. You know what I'm saying? That
100%.
For you to play it.
Absolutely.
That guy before many times. Certainly before.
You said you've been or you've played?
I've played. No, played. I played.
So yeah, let's stretch them and let's have some fun. I feel that just out of respect, wherever the director would like you to go, the actor should go. But then the rest of the directors can kind of come in, and sort of, give it a little after. I think, for example, how X did and how I did. I gave you some direction, and then after that, you guys can chime in and say, I like this. What about if we did this? And we can really, really stretch the actors out all the way. Because this was a really great piece, Jerry, and I wanted to, play with you some more with it, and like really, because you did very well at taking our note. And this is for all the actors waiting to go. I want you to have fun within those notes, right? So that it's not just the one note across the board, but then letting your imagination go wild to go wherever with that one note, right? With the main note. Do you get it, Jerry? So yeah, I would have loved to have seen you have even more fun with this executive coming in and whatever. Okay, so having as much fun as you possibly can. We can always bring you back, right? Like if you're going.
Of course.
If you've gone too far, but if you don't take us far enough, then there's not enough we can do with it. So, do you agree, Kimberly, as a casting director, that when you see the actors come in, you're here as a director, so I want to be clear about that. But I'm taking advantage of the fact that you're also a casting director. Do you agree in that it's better for the actor to like really, really go for theirs, because you can always pull them back. What do you think of that?
Right. Well, and of course, every casting director has their own perspective. My personal perspective is that you should have rehearsed in a couple of different ways, so that you can also kind of psychologically lead the room. The actors always feel that they're not in charge of the room. But if you walk in, you introduce yourself and you inquire and say, did you have anything in mind? Because I've rehearsed it a number of different ways. You've psychologically cued the viewer that you have a bag of tricks.
Right.
9 times out of 10. And I've been in director sessions in the old days when you used to actually be with even the director in the sessions, that everybody then wants to see all of the tricks. They're not going to say, oh, no, I'll just have one. Or this is exactly what I want, because they want to also see if you can take direction. So I would say go with your nice, bold, interesting choice. You've cued them that you have a number of different options, and you're probably going to be asked to do all of them. And then the director will have you do what it is they had in mind, or give you some other redirect. So if you're cueing everybody that you have a lot of options, but you had to have done that homework. Is it the executive? Is it the nervous, anxious person? Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? Because we could take this same piece of dialogue and do many different things in it based on the timing, based on, again, these circumstances psychologically change the situation automatically. So then at that point, I would say, let's pick one and kind of run with it, find a tempo that works well. We like the way this, top heavy executive who's really, on a mission to do it. And then maybe fine tune it now with the variation on this, does it have, and the GMO thing at the end. Because now we're really just starting to tighten it up and make it a really nice fabric. So again, I think come in with something strong and interesting, and you're going to get a redirect if it's not correct. But unfortunately, I have been in sessions before where some casting directors, they say, I just know what I like and I don't give notes in auditions. So unfortunately, if you don't make the right choice that resonates with them, then you're not going to go forward anyway. But that's lightning in a bottle. I mean, you can never guess what it is that they like on any given day. I will always see what people have to offer and direct the situation in the audition to what I know the show is looking for, so that you can put your best foot forward for the show. Many times I've literally said in auditions, that is great if we were shooting Modern Family, this, that, or the other. But, House of Cards is very specific for a show. So you do need to know the show, know the director, know what style they like, so that you're really giving them what they're looking for.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, Jerry, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you.
We definitely enjoyed you.
Thank you. I had fun.
We definitely enjoyed you. All right, good. Gil, who's up next?
Absolutely. Looks like we have Tatiana Brown.
Jerry, can I just bump in and ask one question?
Yeah.
Jerry, where are you based? Just so we know. Not that people can't fly anywhere, but it's just nice for us to know. I know you were talking about New Jersey, but where are you based?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Okay, great.
Los Angeles, yeah.
And by the way, Kimberly and Dan, you guys, could have him do it a way that you see it. Did you guys want to? You totally could.
Which I wasn't sure how much time we had, but I think there was a great note that Dan gave, that really being specific about who you're talking to, again, that circumstance could change it as well. If we chose, again, if we were actually seeing the scene and we had some little old lady cast as the person who works at the restaurant, it would be very different from if there was, the big menacing,
Right, it's all about the relationships. So it depends who I'm talking to, absolutely.
Yeah. Which again, I'm not sure how much time we have, but please, we could give direction all night.
We don't have all night. Okay, we don't have all night. I'm going to tell you right now. Jan, any final words for Jerry before we bring him off stage?
I did have a creative note idea for him to run through again. Do we have time for one more run through with a note?
We just do just a few minutes of the beginning of it, and not like the whole thing. He happens to have a really long one.
Right. Let's begin it. And playing off the pompous executive type. Instead of you talking to the man behind you, you're on your phone with your assistant, okay? And nobody else matters, only you matter and your order. So you're still being dismissive to the guy behind you, but it's more so right now of your body language. I know it's bad on Clubhouse because they can't see you, but still be dismissive of the man behind you. But now you're doing it. You can have an earpiece on, or if you have a phone on you.
Oh, actually, that's better. Yeah.
And then you can stop when you first address the guy with sorry. I think that's the first time when you actually look at the man behind you. So let's play it up as you're being dismissive. You're on the phone. You're annoying, and let's see how much fun you can have with that.
Okay. Yeah. I know. How's it going? Have you been here before? No, first time. What do you recommend? Huh? Oh, yeah, not bad. Okay. Yeah, hi. Can I get a number 3, but without the cheese? Yeah. Oh, wait. Does that have soy sauce in it? Is the soy sauce fermented and gluten-free? Can you check? Yeah, I know. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know why they insist on putting flour and soy sauce. There's so many other things they could use that don't have gluten in them. You know what? No, I'm not allergic. I just don't want that crap in my body. What? God. Is there something else that doesn't have soy sauce in it? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let me have that. Wait. Does that have dairy? Could you check? Thank you. God. Sorry, I'm taking so long. You know, don't want that poison in my food. What? No, I'm not lactose intolerant. I just we're not meant to be eating dairy once we're finished weaning. What? It does? God, is there something else that doesn't have gluten or dairy? Come on. What? All right, let me have that. Wait, what kind of oil is it? What? Corn oil? Are you kidding me? Is there something else? You know what? Never mind. I'm going to have number 5, no cheese, no croutons, no baby corn. Olive oil and balsamic vinegar on the side, please. Oh, leave out the tomatoes. Do you know that I'm trying to cut down on the nightshades, you know, the autoimmune system completely. What? I'm almost done. What? They're trying to poison me at every turn. What do you expect? Is your produce all organic? And wait, hold on a second. Is your produce all organic and what? Well, is it at least GMO free? You don't know. How do you know something that? Hold on. How do you not know something that important? What the kind of effing place is this? What? What? You know what? Maybe you don't mind getting cancer and dying a horrible death like my brother did. That is not going to happen to me. His last days were spent in a hospital bed, not able to feed himself. You know, he never ate vegetables and turned into one. What? Me? What? Fuck you. Well, okay. Well, you know what? I'm leaving. Forget it. I'm not even hungry anymore. You go ahead and order your fucking poison food. Hey, they're trying to poison you. They're trying to poison us all. Their food is full of GMOs. GMO. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, I'm leaving. All right, fuck. God. Sorry for the F-bombs. It just came out.
You went from PG to R right away.
Yeah, you went from a hippie to an executive real quick. There's a whole new person.
Alice in a Karen.
Yeah,
really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Really nice direct there, Dan. Really nice, good stuff. Good work, Jerry. Good
Hey,
work.
Josie, can I say something to him before he leaves?
Absolutely.
Jerry, I know you're going to work on this more because you said you're doing it for some other things. I found something in the text, and Josie, I know you're going to hear it when I say this. There's a few builds in there. So you say what a few times, so your volume can go up like, what? Can you check? Like that's that annoyed, like that pacing can speed up in between the second beat and that third beat of where you ask again. And you did it with the F-bomb, but I think adding that in there as you're going to have a lot of fun with this. Just as an actor, I felt it. I'm like, oh, that was a good moment for that.
How did you feel with going through these 3 different, like from where you started to these different performances here? How do you feel about it all now?
It's just really fun, and it's always interesting to do that, you know, because you find things that you like in different things. You're like, oh, maybe I'll incorporate that in, you know, in a different way, or you know, maybe even incorporate, you know, aspects of all the different characters in one, because we're all multidimensional anyway. So you know, there's aspects of everything in everybody. So yeah, I
think it'd be interesting as you go on. It'd be interesting if that hippie term becomes the executive, like the hippie was actually you are that executive truly. And as you get angry, you know what I'm saying? You're in there trying to be nice about everything, and then become this maniac about it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fuck you is great. It takes it to such. When you snap, you just literally snap on everybody. It's terrific.
Totally. I was wondering, Jerry, were there that many whats, or did you do that just?
No. This last we got a little improv-y this last time because I was trying.
Yeah. It did. But I felt
I wrote it so I could put anything I wanted.
Oh my goodness, you wrote this? I missed that part. I thought I heard you say it, but I wasn't sure.
I missed
Really.
that too. Wow.
Yeah, that's really good. Really great piece, Jerry. Definitely. I like it even more now knowing that you wrote it. Really, really great job. Really great job. All right. Well, I hope you have fun. We totally enjoyed you. I'm going to hand it over to Gil so we can keep it moving, okay? Let's give it
Thank
up.
you.
Let's give him a nice. Yes. Great job. Let's go. Let's go. Up next, yeah, we're going to have to pick it up some, guys. We'll be here all night.
Absolutely. And before we do that, I realized we have to reset the room, Joe. See, the people in Clubhouse
Yes,
can't
how about
see any of it. So with that being said, I know, right, Kimberly? You're like, wait, we're looking then not. So with that being said, this is Respect for Acting and Audition Lab. This is a very special night. The Actors Directors Lab is now in session. Join us. This is a magical affair. I'm having a ton of fun just watching. With that being said, we're bringing up our next actor to grace this stage. Tatiana Brown, come on up, unmute. Let us know who you are, where you are, and what you'll be performing.
Can you see me? Okay.
We can now.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I am Tatiana Brown. I am from Brooklyn, New York, but I currently reside in the Bronx right now. The book is down, so I'm out here. And I am going to do a monologue on White Oleander. So whenever you guys are ready for me, I am ready.
Yep. Whenever you're ready, sweetheart, go for it.
Imagine my life for a moment and how unprepared I was to be the mother of a small child. I was used to having time to think. You just want it. Can you understand how desperate I was? I felt like a hostage. So I dropped you off at my sister's one afternoon to go to the beach with some friends, and one thing led to another. They had a place in Ensenada. It was wonderful to make love all day without having to think, where's Astrid? What's Astrid doing? Mommy, clinging to me like a spider. And at the end of it, I just want to shove you against the wall. But don't you understand? For once, I did the right thing. When I came back, you were sitting at the front door and you looked up and you reached for me as if you were waiting for me all along. And you want to know about your father? He left us, when you were 6 months old for another woman. And I never saw him again until he showed up looking for you when you were 8 years old. And why should I let him see you after what he did to me? I made you. I'm in your blood. Okay, that's you. I hate doing that.
She said, okay, that's it.
Okay, sorry.
All right, who wants to give us some direction first? Kimberly, let's start with you this time.
Well, I love the piece because I love when mothers are having conversations with their son, but I was a little unclear at the motivation for the conversation. So I heard the words, but I didn't feel the story. So for me, feeling the story is so important. So if I could hear a little bit more from you, I could get better direction.
Okay.
So what's the context? Why are you having a conversation?
Well, reading the play and like reading the book and the story is about a mother who has never really had the best relationship with her daughter. Her daughter grew up in foster homes and just had, a very bad type of environment. And her mom is in jail. And they finally have this conversation where she's completely honest about what she's been through and how she dealt with a lot of things in her life and she wasn't the best. And her daughter has all these questions. and wants them answered because she wants to find belongingness. She wants to find herself and her mother, I feel. And for me, I connected a lot with the piece. I did it in my acting school. I did it for like a couple of things, and I was just like, you know what? Let me really try to do something different with it, and see where it could go. And, just going off that, and just really trying to connect the two for my own personal and just in general.
I would like to see it then again, and much more conversational, just really simple, and that you're also having the conversation in public, so that you can be gentle with the language, but you really want to share your emotions more than your words. So I need to hear it in your voice and see it in your eyes, because you don't necessarily want the world to hear, but you just want that one person you're having the conversation.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
To see it that way.
Can I ask for a little more context when we're saying in public? Like, where in public? Are they in a restaurant? They're in the bus? What do you think?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
she's in a jail room area, and her daughter came to visit her.
Oh, so it is our. I didn't understand that from the story.
Yeah. So how? Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say I didn't understand that from the context of the story.
Oh, okay.
So knowing that, again, how many people are around and how many people do you want to be hearing this story?
So how I did it before, I also played off that it was in a jail cell, and I kind of played off that, and I can do that.
Because is there anger or remorse?
I feel it's a little bit of both. I feel like she feels remorse because she wasn't the best mother. And she's actually in the play, in the film, she's actually asking for a favor, and it was one monologue, but then I like put together some of the scene work that I did with it and made it into one thing. So I kind of like I remixed it a little bit,
right,
to it, because I thought it was too short of a monologue.
Yeah, which often happens. So good for you for just piecing more together.
Yeah, I pieced it more together. So normally, it was a scene, so I just added more to the text, and more full. I love it with that. Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens. I want it coming from a heart place, from the inside, because I feel like it's a very personal moment, and when things get too big, we're getting far from the personal moment and the exchange and the intimacy of it, particularly for film and television.
Okay.
Tatiana, I have a question. Were you off book? Are you off book?
Yeah.
You are? And how long have you been working on this?
I did it like a while ago in my acting class, and I kind of like pulled it up again like this week when I knew I was going to be here. So I started working on it more.
Okay, cool.
I started like in March, and then I just recently added the extra layers to it because I felt like it needed more layers to it and to understand why I'm saying these things and whatnot. So I think I also, another thing that I'm hearing is that you haven't exactly owned it, in that you keep separating yourself from her. You keep saying she, as though it's not you. So you have to believe that it's you first, Tatiana. If you don't believe it, we're not going to believe it. Right.
Okay, so, and while you're in front of your directors, you definitely have to own that it's you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We're not, I tell all my actors this, when I'm working with them as a coach, I'm not preparing you to be a great acting class student. I'm preparing you to be a good film, working professional, paid, big time actor. And there's a different mindset. There really is. It's just a different mindset. And, you know, right now you're in front of directors. You have to be owning that it is you. There is nobody else. As far as I'm concerned, it's ink on a piece of paper. It's your job as the actor to bring it to life and to convince us that you're 100% this full-blooded breathing character, period.
Okay.
You should leave us with no doubt about that. Okay?
I have some questions about the character. Is she asking for something? What does she want? What's the end goal of this interaction?
The end goal, overall the story, she wants for her daughter to testify because she murdered her husband, basically. And she wants to find forgiveness with her daughter for her, because she wants her to come together and to be
for myself.
relationship.
Speak as though it's you, Tatiana. Speak in the first person as though it's happening to you.
Well, I want a relationship with my mother. And sorry, I'm not looking at. I want
That's
that.
good.
She wants that. She wants to.
That's the story.
That's the story right there, Mama. There you go. Let's start from the beginning. Don't hold back the tears. Don't hold back the tears. Let's start right from there, please. Do not. Come on, Mama. You got this. Use it. Use it, Mama.
Imagine my life for a moment and how unprepared I was to be the mother of a small child. I was used to having time to think, and you just want it, and you want it. Can you understand how desperate I was? I felt like a hostage. So I dropped you off at my mother's house one day to go to the beach with some friends, and one thing led to another. They had a place in Ensenada, and it was wonderful to make love all day without having to think, what's Astrid doing? Where's Astrid? Mommy, clinging to me like a spider. And at the end of it, I just wanted to shove you against the wall. But don't you understand? For once, the right thing. Because when I came back, you knew me. You were sitting by the door and you looked up and you reached for me as if you were waiting for me all along. Do you want to know about your father? He left us for another woman. And I never saw him again until he showed up looking for you when you were 8 years old. And why should I let him get to see you? After what he did to me. Because I made you. I'm in your blood. Guard?
Tatiana, that's why people go to the movie theater. They want to feel the story, or they can read the book.
Mm-hmm.
Don't check yourself at the door. Bring all of you to every story you tell. Because that's what we want to see. And there isn't any anger there. There's pain, and pain is different from anger. That's why it's so easy. Actors always go to anger, but let's break it down and find the real words. I mean, there's pain, there's longing, there's sorrow, there's regret, so many things. That was lovely and so much more intimate. And that nice little piece at the end, guard. So now we knew, like, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay, it's time to go now. So I just love that. It was a wonderful improvement. And that's why we all ask these questions, because we're digging and digging and digging, because we really want to get to the root of the story. And because we didn't read or see the film, we're getting that information from you. So I just loved it. And it's hard to share our emotions like that. But again, we could just read the book, and nobody needs to go to the theater or go to films to watch actors if it's not for any other reason but to just feel moved by the story, because what you bring to it. So as Josie said, let us think there's nobody else that can do that but you. And that was just lovely. So other notes, because for me it worked. It was just seeing the intimacy of that, because that, as a director, that's what we're going to capture on screen. That's when we're coming in for the close-ups. We don't need to do a 2-shot of you in a jail cell with that, with your daughter. We're going to come in and see how those words wash over her, and see how those words make you feel.
I'd like to try an adjustment in that place, but just as an exercise, again, as you do the scene, I want you to keep repeating to yourself, forgive me. Forgive me. Keep saying it. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Just keep saying it over and over and over again. If you lose it, come back to it. When you remember, go back to just that mantra. The things you think will find its way into your performance. So if you could give us that again, but just repeating to yourself, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, the whole time.
Okay. Imagine my life for a moment and how unprepared I was to be the mother of a small child. I was used to having time to think. And you just want it. And you understand how desperate I was. I felt like a hostage. So I dropped you off at my sister's one afternoon to go to the beach with some friends, and we had a place in Ensenada. It was wonderful to love all day without having to think, what's Astrid doing? Where's Astrid? Mommy, clinging to me like a spider, and at the end of it, I just wanted to throw you against the wall. But don't you understand, for once, I did the right thing. When I came back, you knew me. You were sitting by the door, and you looked up, and you reached for me as if you were waiting for me all along. And you want to know about your father? He left us when you were 6 months old for another woman, and I never saw him again until he showed up looking for you when you were 8 years old. And why should I let him get to see you after what he did to me? He made you. I'm in here. Dart.
Interesting. Yeah, very good. How did you feel about that with that adjustment?
I just felt like I just wanted my daughter to forgive me and have understanding. I felt like speaking softly to her, she could understand my communication better. I felt lighter in a sense because she was really hearing me for the first time. But pain at the same time as well, because I caused her harm. And I didn't mean to. Because
there's a different feeling there that I found was interesting.
yeah.
Dan, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking the mindset of her before she got to sit down with her daughter. Has this been yearning for her to get off her chest, and for how long? Because I felt a disconnect in the sense that I didn't feel that this has been pressing on her for so long, for this amount of time. Like, the word I'm looking for is conviction. Like, there could have been more conviction in the intent on what you was wanting to express. And that she's been waiting for this moment to be able to convince her daughter. So I think you can dial it up even a little more. And one technique you can do that, we as directors, we create a safe place for you to be vulnerable. You got to go all the way and be vulnerable. Gil said it last week, be naked. Trust us. We're not going to let you fall. You got to go to that edge of that mountain and trust that you're not going to fall off, but you're going to soar. You need to soar with it. Take it to that next level. So those will be my only notes. There's another level that you can go to. You know you can do it, you know? So that'll be my only note. Raise the stakes.
And if you, I'll just add in, if you need a moment to get there, that's very important to ask. Just last week, we were shooting, or a week before, we were shooting. It was a very emotional moment. And so I just had a quiet conversation with all, the crazy that's going on set with the actor. And I said, I want us to get there, but if you don't get there, don't fake it. Because there's nothing that's worse than watching somebody pretend to be crying. It needs to be so felt and so inside out. And he said, okay, great. And so as we got to that portion of it, he said, I just need a few moments. And so he just took a few moments to himself to collect his thoughts so that you can be in the moment when you go on that journey so you can get there. So feel free to say to us, that's great. I love that note. I just need a moment. Because that's the difference between the great performance and you just doing something because we said it's time to go.
Okay.
We want you to go when you're ready to go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a note, and that's just really quickly, and we're going to move on. Usually when you go into any type of conversation or any type of a situation where it's going to be, you're going to be in a vulnerable situation or space, very specifically, what you're going in there for. So I just wonder, Tatiana, when you went in to meet with her, did you know what you wanted out of this moment with her?
I don't know if it was clear to you guys, but what I wanted was forgiveness. That's what I was working towards and understanding.
Okay, good, because I think that's important, that you are going in knowing that you want to forgive her. I think just for me, it wasn't clear why you were there. It wasn't all the way clear, and I think that's one of the things that obviously dropping in will help you do, but also working with a director who knows what they're doing will help bring out of you to make that very, very clear. So there's no doubt of when the scene is over what the scene was about to you. So I drop in a little bit more as to how you get caught up. There's all kind of things that happen to you. You get sad, you get emotional, you get mad when you tell them, you felt like you could, throw her against the room or against the wall or whatever that line is. You're experiencing a whole bunch of different things, but at the end, it should be really super clear that what you were looking for was forgiveness when you walk out or when you call for that guard. Okay. So, remember to follow that route, and that road, if that's what you were in there for. That at the end, us on the journey, but at the end, that's where your heart is. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody have any notes? Anything else for her?
To your note, Josie, was just really being clear on that moment before that you're in the moment before you even start speaking, and that's just again in that mental place of that you are going in to seek the forgiveness, and it would not be. I mean, for me, I like the lead in and the hold before cut of just the emotional moment and place. So let us see what you're going through before. Under the concept, let's just play this, that you're there waiting before she is escorted in so that we see how you're feeling before you actually start speaking. So take that moment so we can see exactly what Josie was asking for. So we know.
Okay.
All right, Gil, you want to take us out?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tatiana. That was an amazing performance. All right, we're going to keep this train rolling. For those on Clubhouse, we have to refresh Josie. This is the Respect for Acting and Audition Lab Club. Tap in, tune in, turn on. Click on the greenhouse at the top. For those on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. For those on Facebook, make sure you like. This is the Respect for Acting and Audition Lab. The Actors Director Lab is now in session. Next actor up is Marin Hill. Come on up to the stage. You got it, Josie?
Nope, I'm sorry. I was distracted. Hold on. Bringing her up. Here she is.
Marin, welcome. Tell us who you are, where you are, and what you'll be performing today.
Hi, I'm Marin, and I'm based in Los Angeles, and I will be doing a piece from The Morning Show. What are you getting at? I'm not Ashley Brown, okay? I'm not gonna give you some tearful, I'm so broken reveal for your fucking interview. How am I? I'm fucking fine. The fucked up shit happens to people all day, every day that they don't know how to deal with. Why dwell on it? Hey, I don't need any help. It's done. It's over. Okay, quit telling me what to do, how to feel. Hey, you got what you needed. You got something on the head of the network. I'm done. How do I get you to leave? What do I have to say? I was violated. I was scared. I was powerless. That I think about it every day, hundreds of times every day, that this is what has defined me, who I am, how I got a promotion, how it feels to have someone you love and respect and look up to on top of you, using your body, wanting you, and not caring about you all at once, wanting a parent and having a cock shoved up you, and then dealing with the eternal noise in your head for the rest of your life. The noise that says, you are dirty, you caused this is your fault. See, people lose their jobs. And worlds fall apart because I couldn't find the words to say no.
Awesome. Dan, let's start with you.
some background. How long has this character been feeling this way?
Marin, you're muted. We can't hear you.
I mute myself. A few months. That this event happened a few months ago, and since then she's just been kind of shoving it down. And this is the first time that she's talking about it openly with anyone.
Okay. I would like for it to be played that this is hard for her to communicate. It felt a little bit too easy. It rolled off the tongue a little bit too smooth, too good, too polished. Give me some more as if she doesn't want to reveal this. She doesn't want to, but she feels that she has to. So it's almost like as if the person you're talking to is pulling teeth, and that, okay, here it is. I'm gonna give it to you straight. You know? So can we make that little adjustment and then run through it again? I want to feel it a little bit more like this is hard. It's a hard truth. You're saying some very, very disgusting things that happen to you. So I need to feel that disgust. That word right there, disgust. All right? That these images that go along with the words, you don't want to say these things, but you have to. All right? So can we run through it again? With disgust? All right.
What are you getting at? I'm not Ashley Brown, okay? And I'm not going to give you some tearful, I'm so broken reveal for your fucking interview. How am I? I'm fucking fine. If fucked up shit happens to people all day, every day that they don't know how to deal with. Why dwell on it? Yeah, I don't need any help. It's done. It's over, okay? Quit telling me what to do, how to feel. You got what you needed. You got something on the head of the network. I'm done. How do I get you to leave? What do I have to say? I was violated. I was scared. I was powerless. That I think about it every day, hundreds of times, every day, that this is what has defined me. Who I am, how I got a promotion, how it feels to have someone you love and respect and look up to on top of you, using your body, wanting you and not caring about you all at once, wanting a parent and having a cock shoved up you, and then dealing with the eternal noise in your head for the rest of your life, the noise that says, you are dirty, you caused this is your fault. It's just people lose their jobs and worlds fall apart because I couldn't find the words to say no.
Yeah, great job. Now you're reliving that ugly truth, and it came out very, very well. So great job in that. Great piece. How did it feel? Like, how did this piece feel for you?
I'll be honest, I feel a little detached right now. I feel a little removed from it. I don't feel like, I'm not sure why, but I feel a little bit blocked right now.
Blocked?
Blocked, yeah, emotionally in terms of accessing it. I think balancing the denial aspect with the reality of her saying these words out loud for the first time. I'm struggling to find that, I guess, that that arc where it goes from her defensiveness and her deflection turning into her breaking down in this moment.
I'm gonna give you the same note as I gave the last person. Be vulnerable. You're at the tip of the mountain right now, and it's like you don't want to. You don't want to go any further, but you have to spread your wings. You have to fly. You have to give vent to this character and let it take over. Let the moment take over. What's happening now is you're in your head. When you're in your head, at the note from last week, you're dead. You got to be in the moment. Stay in that moment, and you'll own it. And that's my one note. Great job, though. Great job.
Which then just a question, Maren, which again, it gets into this as actors, you have to be very vulnerable. It becomes very personal. I mean, it's not exactly have you had this happen to you, but if you had any circumstance happen that you were very uncomfortable, you didn't reveal to people, and then you finally did say it. Because when you finally say it out loud, it's very different than keeping it contained. So again, it's this emotion that's coming from the inside out. And those first times that you say it, there's not really anything, having been in awkward situations like this, because then I'm happy to be vulnerable and share it. You don't say anything for a very long time. So as you're saying it out loud the first time, even though this inappropriate situation has happened to you and it's so present in your mind, it's not present to be shared. And so this is really a moment when, as an actor, you're sharing it for the first time. So we need to see that and feel that. And that is coupled with a lot of different emotions. So maybe that's why you're feeling a little blocked today, because you're expected. I mean, I could even hear my voice getting crackly because I understand how awful this situation is. And when you're saying it out loud for the first time, it's really difficult. And it can bring you to tears, and then you try to fight them back. So, to Dan's point, just fall off the cliff. There will be someone there to catch you. And again, it's why people are going to the theater and watching television, because we need to see it and feel it and understand we're not alone. And if the actor and the director can't together get that journey on the screen, it's people are missing out on the emotions that we want to feel. So fall down, we'll pick you back up.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to give her some notes, just in terms of direction for the scene? X?
I'm wondering, along the lines of what Kim said, is there something you can pull from in life, a conversation you've had? It doesn't necessarily have to be the same topic, but the same kind of revealing of information that you kept secret to someone. Have you had a conversation like that?
Yeah.
Can you find that memory and really kind of download it for a second? How are you standing or sitting? What was your body doing? How are you speaking? Just really bring that conversation back and then put these words into it. You feel what I'm saying? Replace what you're saying with this script and show us, like I said, bring that memory to life. I'd be interested to see what that would do for you. So you're tapping into you're channeling a memory as opposed to performing a scene.
Excuse me, before you start, Maren or X, one of you need to lower your volume on your phone. I'm hearing a little bit of a feedback. I think it's maybe if one of you can lower the volume on your phone, I think it'll take that sound away. Okay, good. All right. Whenever you're ready, Maren.
What are you getting at? I'm not Ashley Brown, okay? I'm not going to give you some tearful I'm so broken reveal for your fucking interview. How am I? I'm fine. If fucked up shit happens to people all day, every day that they don't know how to deal with, why dwell on it? Hey, I don't need any help. It's fine. It's done. It's done. I'm okay, okay? It just... Quit telling me what to do. How to feel. You got what you needed. You got something on the head of the network. I'm done. Okay. How do I get you to leave? What do I have to say? I was violated. I was scared. I was powerless. That I think about it every day, hundreds of times, every day. That this is what has defined me, who I am, how I got a promotion, how it feels to have someone you love and respect and look up to on top of you, using your body, wanting you, and not caring about you all at once, wanting a parent and having a cock shoved up you. And then dealing with the eternal noise in your head for the rest of your life, the noise that says you were dirty, you caused this is your fault. To see people lose their jobs and worlds fall apart because I couldn't find the words to say no.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing. How did that feel for you?
Like a release.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's like Kim says. That's what people. You expressing allows other people to touch on emotions and feel things, and they can go places. It frees them to have these things. And I felt that a lot. That was very strong. Same.
Yeah.
How strong. Great job.
Yeah, I wish that everyone could see you, really. And here's the funny thing: it was interesting. It was interesting to see your moment before, as you, Marin, as the actor, struggling with this, and even seeing you afterwards as Marion. I'm sorry, not the actor, as Marin the human being. And so there's a part of you that's, still holding back some. And I understand that. I mean, this is such a vulnerable piece. And you chose it. and you chose this vulnerable piece. And there's so much vulnerability in you. For those who are not watching us live, this is the part that you don't get to see. But it's beautiful to watch you. It's so beautiful to watch you. I want to see that vulnerable Marin that we're kind of seeing before and even after you're done. I want all of her in the scene. And I know that's a huge commitment, and it's a big deal to put yourself out there like that. And I hope that one day you can find a safe enough place, where you can do that, because God, the world would be missing out on all that beautiful, pain that is inside of you, and, all of that vulnerability that's inside of you. So please continue to come back. Okay, I've literally created Clubhouse so that actors like yourself can have a safe place to come and work and get some constructive feedback. And but really, really beautiful work. Does anybody else want to direct her? Give her some direction. If not, we're going to keep it moving. I know X is having to leave us in a little bit, and I just want to respect his time. If not, we're going to go ahead and move on. Thank you so much, Maren. That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing your soul, okay?
Great job.
Thank you for your time.
Great job. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to keep this train rolling. This is the Respect for Acting and Audition Lab room. If you are not already on Clubhouse following, what are you waiting for? Click that greenhouse. YouTube, everyone subscribe. Facebook, make sure you like the page. We are going to our last actor of the night, Miss April Watershed. Welcome. Come on up to the room, unmute. Let us know who you are, where you are, and what you'll be performing today. Bringing her up, Josie.
Oh my goodness, I forgot again. I'm sorry.
Excited to see you.
I'm managing a lot of things, okay? I'm a lot of things to a lot of
I don't even know how you're doing it.
Okay, but I'm doing it. I might have a 30-second delay, but here she is.
Hey.
Miss Cutie Pie April.
Hey, I am April Walterscheid. I'm happy to be here. I'm in Los Angeles in a Jewish neighborhood. Woo! Okay. So, and you said what I'll be performing, right? Just start, right? Is that cool to just like go into it? Yeah.
You can go for it, April. Go for it.
Hell. Can I say hell? Hell yes. All right. All right. Are you seriously taking your son, my nephew, camping, and he's scared and you're surprised? It's in our DNA. I was also scared of camping too, but I wasn't scared of the bears or like the dark forest. Brandon, I was scared to pee against a tree. That terrified me. Did I tell you when Dad took me camping with his friends? I didn't. Okay, well, so Dad took me camping with his friends, and I was 5 years old, and I guess he wasn't watching me because I wandered out into the forest with some toilet paper, and Brandon, something worse happened. I had to poop. I had to go number 2, which is way worse than pee, and I was scared to wipe my butt or something, or I didn't know how because Mom didn't teach me, but I wandered out into the meadow with my pants down, and I did like a waddle with toilet paper, and I just started yelling help right in front of all of Dad's friends' RVs. I never told you. I know. I never told you. To this day, when my dad's like when Dad's friends come over, they still ask me if I know how to wipe my butt. And like I'm in my 30s now and I have hemorrhoids, so like it is a little harder, but I know how. That happened.
Hilarious.
It happens because we needed a comedy.
We needed comedy because we needed that comedic relief, and April slid right in to give us that.
Oh, great! Yay, perfect.
Good job, April. X, do you wanna start?
Yeah, that was great. It's always good when you don't know that you're acting. You know you're in a good place. It felt very natural. It's like, oh, we're doing this.
Oh, good.
I'm kind of processing right now. I don't know what. When it's so solid, when it's really solid, then I think about playing with things and what can we do? What can we do differently? Then you really get. Yeah, you start getting into the fine tuning. But I'm not there just yet. So I'm opening up the floor. What are you all thinking?
There's cricket.
I think if we've tried to come up with things before, what's your relationship with you're talking to your nephew, yes?
No, I'm talking to I'm talking to my brother, and it's his son he's gonna go camping with, and his son's like, go to camping.
And what's your relationship with your brother? Because color, what's going on here, and the fear and the terror, and
we're really close. Yeah, like my real brother and I are really close. We talk about anything. Like obviously we talk about poop, so we can talk about diarrhea. We could talk about depression. He has like antidepressants he's taking lately. I mean, I don't know if he wants me to say that, but please don't watch this. But Brandon, but yeah, We talk about everything.
Yeah, knowing that, I'm trying to think how you could color, just to color it even more. And was your brother aware of this circumstance?
No, he's not. He's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm just asking all the questions to kind of pull out to just create more layers, because again, it is a solid piece. It's very funny. It was hard to know, which is always great when an actor rolls into anything. You're like, oh, they're acting now, and I didn't even know. So it's always great, because then you're definitely caught off guard by it. We're probably all still recovering a little bit from the last one, because it was kind of like, okay, oh wait, we're funny now.
Yeah, we just like, it's a bus, it's just like a bunch of buses hitting you, just different emotions.
No, great job. I felt the quirkiness. I felt the color. I would love to see a little bit more animation, because I think you'd be more animated in your voice, in the peaks and the valleys. I think there's more. You could take us on that joyride. Like, I'm in the car with you, and we're going up and down the hills, and you're driving.
Okay.
Maybe you shouldn't be driving. You're like, you know. So take us on this ride, and it's not a ride I want to be on, but all of a sudden I'm stuck with you, and I'm like, oh shit. All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's go there. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go all the way there. All right.
Okay. Great. Okay. All right. Here we go. Brandon, wait. You're taking your son, my nephew, camping? He's 5 years old, and you are surprised that he's scared of camping? It's literally in our DNA. I was scared of camping as a kid, but I wasn't scared of like bears or the dark forest. Brandon, I was scared to pee against a tree. That's it. Like, did I tell you the time I went camping with Dad and his friends? Oh no. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Okay, so basically, Dad took me camping when I was 5 years old as well. And I didn't want to go, first of all. But he must have lost me, because I went into the forest by myself, Brandon. By myself. With a wad of toilet paper. And Brandon, I had to poop. I had to shit in the forest. Not just pee. I had to do both. And I was terrified. I've never shit in a forest. It's like the saying, shit against somebody shits in a forest and something happens, whatever. Anyways, basically, I didn't know how to like wipe myself, because Mom failed as a trainer on the potty. And I walked out with my pants down, Brandon, and my underwear down, with my toilet paper in my hand, in front of all of Dad's friends in their RVs, just yelling out, help! Help! And like, when Dad's friend Ken comes over and he sees me, he still asks if I know how to wipe my ass or if I need help. And I just say like, oh, I'm in my 30s now. I actually got my first hemorrhoid. So yeah, I could use some help now. It's all true.
Nice button at the end. It's all true.
Great job.
Oh my goodness, hilarious, lovable. Oh my goodness. Listen, Kimberly, do you have something?
Well, I think it's a solid piece, and it's just a fun thing. I mean, now we're playing it that it's fun, and you're excited that he's, being taken to the camping. But just what happens to it if you're just disgusted because you have such a bad memory of the pooping and then the people, and now they still come over that you're just, I can't even believe you do this to their son, because it's going to spiral out of control. I would just like to see what that does to it, just because it'll probably be a different kind of funny. So.
Like maybe I'm proper and I'm embarrassed that this happened, and I'm like,
Your brother is going to put your nephew into this situation of lifelong trauma.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like this is gonna happen to my nephew. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I have nieces, so I know how I would feel if my sisters were going to put these girls into some traumatic situation, having to poop and.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Okay. Brandon, are you seriously taking Kellen camping? My nephew, your son, and he's terrified? It's not abnormal. It's in our DNA. I was also scared to go camping at the same age, and I still am scared. No, it's not the bears or the dark forest or the ghosts or whatever's out there. It's Brandon, I'm scared. I was scared and still am to pee against a tree. I went camping with Dad and his friends when I was 5 years old, and I am still traumatized by this. I never told you. Okay, so I wandered into a forest by myself to go pee. But Brandon, I ended up going poop. Number 2, shit. It was so traumatizing. I am in a forest by myself and I'm like, what do I do? Mom didn't teach me how to wipe good. So I had my pants down, Brandon, and my underwear down and like my hoo-ha out, my baby kid hoo-ha, whatever you call it back then. And I'm just like, had toilet paper in my hand. I walk into an open meadow like it's Bambi season, like it's deer hunting season. And I'm just like, help, I need help wiping my tush. And Brandon, Dad's friends, RVs were all lined up against the meadow. They all saw me, probably while they're playing cards and drinking beer. Hopefully they're drunk enough not to remember. But Brandon, they do remember. That's the thing. When Ken comes over, he always asks if I know how to wipe my butt. And I'm in my 30s, Brandon. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but I have hemorrhoids now, so I could really use some help. It hurts and it itches. It's true, Brandon. Don't do this to Kellen, okay? He's gonna just never do anything amazing again after you take him camping. You're gonna ruin his life.
Hilarious. Honestly, I feel I want you to do this just a first. I'm not going to have you do the whole thing, but okay. I would love to see you do the whole thing being completely serious and upset, like really like upset, like how much this totally messed you up. Like I want you to take it to a 10 on how serious this is for you. Because it's gotta be all about you. And so at the end, it makes sense, the payoff. What do you say at the end? What's your last line at the end?
I have hemorrhoids and it's so hard to wipe my butt. It's all true, Brandon.
Yeah. Just give me just the first few minutes of it, and I want you to be absolutely like you just heard what he said and you're like, absolutely not.
Okay. Absolutely, and then not. If you want to cut me off, you can. I will I would love if you cut me off because cut me off.
I see how you like it, April. I will cut you off. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Upset. You're upset. Like this what? You're gonna what? What? Yeah. Okay. Let's just see it from there. All right. Okay. Here we go. And action.
What? Brandon, what? No. Kellen's scared of camping for a reason. I also was scared of camping at his age, Brandon. It's in our family. It's in our DNA. You weren't? Well, I was. I wasn't scared of the bears or the dark forest, Brandon. I was scared to pee against a tree. Brandon, you can't take him camping. Dad took me camping with his friends, and it was the worst time of my life, Brandon. I wandered off into a forest because they were drunk and not watching me. And I went pee, Brandon. But I also went diarrhea, Brandon. Number 2. I mean, that's number 3. But number 2, poop, Brandon.
I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut it right there. It's just, you're just hilarious. I mean, you can go anywhere and do anything. You clearly can. Okay, it's funny. I would have loved to have you do it and just pick up the pace just a little bit more. But that was just funny, and I wanted to kind of give you another direction of like just just she's really upset. Just really upset at the very beginning. When he asked you about. When he shares this with you, and it should be like, absolutely not. What exactly? It's a night.
No.
What? No. Right.
He's never gonna get a date again, Brandon.
Right.
He's gonna lose every job he's ever had.
Right. This is such a huge mistake. Okay. All right. So listen. X has to jump off. So, April, thank you so much. That was absolutely wonderful, sweetheart. You're so funny. Absolutely. Before we have you jump off, I am going to give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to. Yes, there you are. Any final words? And X, how would you do this a little different for the next one, or did you like?
I mean, I think it was great. This was great. I love doing it. I love doing it with Kim and Dan. It was great to hear other directors give their thoughts. We never get to actually do these kinds of things together. So this was a really cool experience, hearing other people's techniques and thoughts and things. I think this is wonderful. I think this is a really interesting way to do it. To hear people come and do their scene, get direction, see it change, see it evolve, working towards things. It's really it's great. It's really great. So I don't know how it changed. I don't know.
That's good. We were just wilding with it, right? You were like, let's just do it. And we were, and I think it was good. Yeah, I think it felt good. I think that you're amazing and incredible. And any words of inspiration for the actors?
Hey man, keep doing what you're doing. I think what's really interesting about this is that you actually get to hear, working directors give feedback and ask questions and get a bit into their head, and gives you a chance to jump ahead and do these kinds of things. So you guys there?
Yep, we're here.
Sorry, a little phone call came through. But okay. This is great, man. I really enjoyed it. Actors, jump in. Take this feedback that you heard and apply it.
Okay, awesome. We won't keep you. Somebody's really trying to get you.
Yeah. It's the time.
Okay. All right, Ed, thank you so much. We love you.
Love you all. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Bye now.
All right, so I think this is a good time for us to. We had one more actor, but we're gonna save him for another time. He's a wonderful actor, but he was on standby just in case. And I just wanted to give him a shout out. Michael, thank you so much for hanging in there and being such a good trooper. We are going to end here. I don't want to keep our wonderful directors and guests waiting any longer. Gil, can actually Kimberly and Dan, can you have any final words for the actors before we leave tonight?
It is passion and persistence that will take you on the journey through this industry. And, fortunately, creativity never retires. So you have lots of time ahead of you. Don't give up. And, this is the beauty of a job where you can actually share your emotions and you're praised for it. I mean, what better job could you have? So I think just keep up the good work and you get every job you're supposed to get. So
I love that. Kimberly, who stood out to you tonight and why? Out of all the actors, who stood out and why?
I don't know if I could actually pick a standout because they were all so unique and different and interesting. So that also is just, I think, a nice display to do it. And then what would change it up is if we had cast a group of people that were all very similar and similar types and gave them the same material. And then, that's where you start to see where standouts are when all things are equal, like similar people and similar texts, and how do they actually change it?
Absolutely. And we've talked about doing that, but we felt that it might end up being a lot of work on our part.
Yes.
Constantly looking for scenes for actors, right? Yeah. Ouch. That becomes something else. But yeah, we did consider that, by the way.
Great job in what they did. They were great with the adjustments, and that's the biggest deal, is can you take the adjustments and actually do something with them? So I think that was, a valuable resource. And and I think people pick material for very specific reasons. So pick something that really resonates with you and share it with other people. And if it's difficult, even better, particularly for dramatic roles to get into. I mean, I go way back to my very first acting class, and I was very shy and very nervous, very concerned. And so we had to do our final monologue for class, and I just didn't know what to pick, and I wasn't sure, and I was new to the whole thing, and I was only taking the acting class because I was so shy. My mother said, maybe you should take an acting class before you go traveling up with people. And so of course, you listen to your mother. But so then I picked a piece of material that was very near and dear to me. It was a passage from a book called A Song for Sarah, and they were journal entries that a mother was keeping to her child during her pregnancy. And because I knew the woman, I knew the story, I picked material that I was familiar with. I actually went up a letter grade in the class. Like I was letter grade after the walk, because it was so personal to me. And so I understood all the emotions and was able to, again, not fake cry, but I knew her. I knew the situation. I knew the circumstance. And, so when you can really commit to the material like that and really know and understand, and I think to your point about it needs to be you. So you need to understand the character so much from a place of being you, not being that other person. And I'm, just kind of tapping in to deliver some dialogue, but really sharing the story. Because again, as I said many times, that is why people go to the theater and go to watch movies and watch television or tune in even on their phones, because they could just read a book or listen to a podcast. They want to see and feel the story. So let them see and feel the story, which then, so a good closing remark is a good exercise to understand that point is pick a show, any show. Danish Girl is a great one. Or a movie. Turn off the sound and just watch the acting. It is an exercise I give to actors all the time. Because if you can understand the story without the dialogue, brilliance in acting. And you should be that good at telling the story that if somebody turns off the volume and they just see your performance, they feel the story. Kimberly and I
that's awesome, Kimberly. And that's the same concept that I have here on Clubhouse. That even if we're not looking at you, if we're hearing you, we should feel the story, right? So, and it's because it's always acting and living is all about igniting those five senses. That's how that's how we have a full experience. It's by igniting all our five senses.
For the people that weren't watching, I wonder if, just hear it, and very specifically, I think Marin's journey was probably the most difficult of all of them. And in the moments, I mean, yes, Tatiana's as well, but Marin's even more so. And I wonder if you could hear that just from listening on Clubhouse. I mean, again, we had the beauty of seeing it the whole time. So I wonder.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think energy is something that really translates. Would you agree, Dan and Bill? I think that energy is something that really, really translates and travels.
Absolutely. And then you just gave me the opportunity, Josie and Kimberly, thank you. For all of those listening on Clubhouse, screenshot the room and tell us who your favorites were. Tag Respect for Acting Academy, right? Like, let us know. This isn't a vacuum. This is the lab. And Josie, I love what you always say. This is our room. This isn't just for me. It's not just for Kimberly. It's not just for Dan. Because honestly, think about this, Kimberly. I mean, when this really comes down to it on set, it's a collaboration. Tyra Banks said something years ago, and she said, you've got to be vulnerable and trust that what the director is giving is what you can do. And the director has to trust that the actor that has been casted can do the work. And we have to let go of our egos, let go of where we trained, our awards, all of these things, and say, hey, what do you need me to do? And do it.
Yeah, which is why I always go in and have a very private conversation with the actors, and I'm sure everybody else is wondering, why are you doing that? Because sometimes they'll just give direction from afar, but to go and eyeball to eyeball, have a conversation about what story are we telling, and let's share that with other people is so important.
It's all about the story. The story is paramount.
Yeah, let's bring you up. Dan, tell us.
Oh, I was just saying, it's all about the story. The story is paramount over egos, over personalities, over pay rates. I mean, that is what's going to resonate and stay with us long after we're gone. If we tell an authentic, real, and honest story that's telling truths. What I liked about that, what I loved about the actors tonight, and my message to the actors, if they don't know, they're inspirational to us directors as well. Because when they have a moment and we see that moment and we can take that moment and take that diamond and kind of shape it and fine tune it, we getting all these ideas based upon what they're bringing us. So they're inspiring, sparking our creativity. You see how X was inspired to take it to another level with Jerry and changing, what he saw and giving him a different route to go to take that character. Not everybody can do that as far as the actor taking that adjustment. And that wasn't just a little nudge. That was, okay, you got to pivot. That was a pivot, And then so I want to thank the actors, every actor in the audience, because you own your work, you study the craft, you are inspiring creativity, you are sparking creativity in us directors, in your fellow cast members. So keep going strong, do the homework, trust and believe in yourself. As Josie said, trust and believe in your instrument, that it will pay off. Not in, how can I say, monetary, but it's gonna pay off emotionally. Like, I forgot who it was. Was it Marin that said it was a release?
Yeah.
So there's healing in performances and telling your truths and speaking truth. So that is the payoff that I'm talking about. I'm Dan, and I'm done speaking.
You're awesome, Dan. So awesome. You did not have to be here, but you were here, and we enjoyed every minute and everything that you had to say to the actors. And thank you for being so down for being here. Again, this is our room. And it's good that we have so many beautiful people as part of this room and part of this family. And so it's just beautiful really to have, let me just have all of us on stage here for a minute. This handsome man here, Gil, I'm gonna make my husband jealous if I keep calling you handsome.
I didn't start it. It's proof, Josie. I don't want anyone, I don't blow it holes. I didn't break it.
I'm just saying. But Kimberly, thank you so much. We have such a wonderful family on Clubhouse. I mean, it's really something. I want to bring the actors. I want to bring all of the actors up and see what final words they'd like to add, and see how the experience was for them now that they're on the other side. Look at all these beautiful faces. Let's start in order. Jerry, really quickly, because we've got to get out of here. How was the experience for you?
It was so much fun. I mean, it was a workout. I mean, it was like, going to the gym as an actor. I mean, the opportunity to have, all these great directors give feedback in one session like that is just amazing. So thank you all for being here and for doing this, and to the actors too. Thanks for being here.
Oh, that's awesome. You were incredible. Honestly, that was so much fun. We really gave you a workout for sure, Jerry. That's the first one up. You had the longest piece too.
Yeah, as a side note, I always tell actors, if you get the opportunity to be the first to audition, especially when the director's involved, take it because you're figuring out what you're going to do. So you always get more airtime. So sign up to me first.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see who is up next. Was that Tatiana?
Yes. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me. This was an amazing experience. I got real, honest, great critique. I just feel like motivated to get back in the gym, and I'm coming back with a vengeance. Like, yes, like I want the motivation. Thank you so much for the honesty. Thank you for letting me go there. Thank you for the space to let me feel safe to do what I do and do what I love. So I just want to say, and thank you to all the amazing actors tonight. You guys were absolutely phenomenal and wonderful. And it's not easy what we do. It is not easy to show your bare soul. It is not. So I just want to say thank you, and I had an amazing time.
That's so good. You're so beautiful, Tatiana. My goodness, you just shine. It's just so beautiful. All right. I know kisses back. She's blowing me kisses, guys. Just you're on a Clubhouse. I'm blowing them back at her too. Look like this. Okay. Okay. Next was Marin. My goodness, how was the experience? You were phenomenal, sweetheart.
That was so cool. I'm ready for round two. That was really, it was a journey. And that was really great to go on with you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Yeah, it was just exciting. And thank you for creating a space we can share ourselves in the first place. Yeah, thank you for your direction. It was lovely to meet you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. And my funny girl, April. How was the experience for you? Thank you so much for sharing your. You were perfect. You know, the comedic relief we needed after all of that.
I was just amazed that Jerry wrote his monologue, and I was amazed. Sorry, by oh my God, I'm forgetting names. I'm so sorry.
Tatiana or Marion?
Tatiana and Marion. Tatiana, I'm just amazed by where you went after your first read. You just went. I'm like, whoa, she's owning this. And then Marion, oh my gosh, like Marion was already like boom, but she's like more boom boom, and so I'm just like happy to watch. I was also like eating pistachios while I was watching you guys. Just like eating. I'm like, wow. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even like I'm like, oh, should I do this monologue? Like I wrote mine, obviously. You probably knew that. So yeah.
No, we did not know that. Very good. We did not know that, but now it makes sense. Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
You're absolutely lovable, and so approachable, and I can see how casting would want to bring you in just because of
my glasses.
Because of your little bantu little knots, I think.
Yeah, I love those. Thank you.
For those of you who missed it on Clubhouse, you can see this on YouTube. It will live on YouTube, and you can see her glasses and her little bantu knots. You can see all of these wonderful actors. Again, I want to say Clubhouse is a safe space. It is our space, and I love this idea here. And I'm constantly creating. So I'm already knowing that the next one I want to do, I will definitely have the director's room once a month. But what I also want to do is that I want to have a casting director room, just casting directors.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be very, very necessary. I think it would be very, very important thing to add, to have just a strictly casting director room where casting can give you notes as well.
I know a few.
Okay.
I see Kimberly coming in again.
Okay.
She's like hat 1, hat 2.
Exactly. Absolutely. You already know.
Take my look when I come back as a casting director. Casting director.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Whoa. Wow.
Was it totally
Absolutely.
because you know people have their headshots and they're like one look and then the exact same look.
Yeah.
At least change your shirts. Come on.
Okay. Listen, you guys were absolutely wonderful. I think it's important to let you know that tonight you were not only heard, but you were also seen. Okay, you were not only heard, but you were also seen in it. And I think just, I just think that is just so important. But you all of you shined so brightly tonight, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm, again, I just want to remind you all. I say this to my students all the time. I'm constantly creating. I'm always afraid to do something, but I do it anyway. I work through it, and I do it anyway. And I just don't be afraid to put yourself out there, and don't be afraid to fail. Go for yours. Do it. Shine bright. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, and especially in this situation.
That's actually a real question. That's actually a real question. What's the worst that could happen?
The worst that could happen is you make some magic that gets you booked in an amazing film with some amazing people.
There you go. That you trip up and somebody is like, I like that fool. I like that silly girl. I like that. I don't know what she was thinking. But it all worked out.
We get an opportunity to meet new people, and that's just wonderful.
Absolutely. And I'm joking, but I'm so serious. What is the worst that could happen? Nothing, but that you have fun, or that you laugh at like how goofy and silly you were, or how bad it was. I don't know. Or maybe it can turn out to be amazing and incredible, and magical and all that. And I think tonight was that. I think y'all were absolutely magical. And it was such a pleasure to meet all of you and put a face to your voices. And guess what? You guys all get to come back next week. Okay? You guys all get to come back next week. Please, any notes, any adjustments, marinate on it, think about it, come back next week. We want to see you back. You guys are by default already being considered for the best of Clubhouse, where you really perform and it's more of a competition and you win prizes and all that other stuff. You guys are all already in my eyes and in my heart already part of that top 5. Okay, so you are all welcome back next week. We'd love to have you.
Bravo.
We'd love to have you. All right, Gil, we are going to end on this note. Do you want to take us out as you normally do? Do we need to remind them to refresh? And what are we telling them to do on Clubhouse and here live?
Screenshot, tag Respect for Acting Academy, follow the club, make sure you're following Josie, but most importantly, make sure you're following your dreams. I think that's the thread of tonight that Kimberly and Dan have really hyper focused on. Make sure you're following your passion and you're being vulnerable. Tatiana, I want to make sure that I give specific congratulations. Maren, you bared your soul. We felt it. Especially your last go around. And I know it's not easy. I'm an actor myself, but we all felt it. Tatiana, the magic of your tears breaking. And I've met actors who stop. No, I can't do it. I got to go click and turn it off. You kept going. Bravo. Bravo. And to you funny. April, you're magic. You're magic. You're magic. And then, last but not least to Jerry, again, a lot of people get tripped up. We see it all the time, right, Dan, right, Josie, right, Kimberly? They choke up, they freeze, I can't do it, I can't stop. So congratulations to Jerry, April, Tatiana, and Maren. You all did it. And that is the goal in this business, is to do it and to do it again and again. And Kimberly, you said something so magical. Do the work. Prepare it 4 different ways. So you cannot be thrown off if you've already mapped out your failure. And I'm done. This is Gil, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you so much, Gil. I just want to say that. I love you to death. You're amazing.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
can we all coordinate like a high five, like on the screen?
I just want to say in closing, I want to remind everybody that we are, right. We are all spiritually turning artists. Remember that. So make sure that you're being kind. Make sure that you're being kind along the way. Make sure that you're helping somebody. Make sure that you're lifting somebody up. I truly believe the older I get, it's all about community and service. And even though, we're actors and we feel that it's always about us and everything is about us, it's really not. Let's learn to balance that pie out and always consider other people and being a blessing to someone else. Remember, we are so much better together. So much better together. It's been a wonderful evening, our first evening of the Actors Directors Lab, the Actors Director Lab here on Respect for Acting. You guys were all amazing. I love you, Gil. The most amazing host anybody could ever ask for. And we're all throwing up the heart signs. We love you to all of our wonderful listeners. Melissa, thank you for always being here. We see you, Melissa. We love you so much. And Hamza, Samir, all the wonderful people that came in. But Rogelio, Tiffany, Tisha, Marae, Tina Bells, I love you, Samir, Chase, Annie, and everyone. Victoria, I see you, and Mom Antoinette, all the wonderful people in the audience that stayed and hung out with us. We love you so much. It's been a wonderful evening. And we're going to continue to be silly on the live because y'all can't see us, but we can see y'all. And Vogue.
Yeah, this is better. Right. With a round of applause.
Right. All right. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Kimberly, again. Thank you, actors. We love you so much. Wow. Love you, Bill.
Love you too, Josie.
Good night, guys.
Good night.